Singapore is setting aside $16 million for local firms to build their overseas presence. Under the new Overseas Markets Immersion Programme, companies can send up to 250 local employees to new markets over 2 years. The employees will receive on-the-job training and learn about diverse business operating environments. They will also network with key partners in the foreign markets. Now, the program will subsidize up to $5,000 in salary and $3,000 in overseas allowance monthly for up to 9 months. Companies must first provide a fixed monthly salary of at least $4,000 for employees heading overseas. The Singapore Business Federation will work with participating companies to develop training plans.
Being able to have that localization exposure in overseas market, and how we can inculcate and instill and train up our citizens, our residents, to be able to work across the different geographical exposures, the different geographical cultures, and also across the different geographical teams is going to be crucial in how we continue to maintain our competitive advantage moving forward.
The launch of the program by Workforce Singapore comes as fewer firms ventured abroad this year compared to 2023. That is according to a survey by the Singapore Business Federation on over 500 companies from August to October. Even so, more firms are keen to expand in the future and into further markets like Saudi Arabia and New Zealand. Businesses held back on expansion this year, with 29% of firms having no overseas ventures. That's up from 24% last year. The remaining 71% headed to top markets like Malaysia, Indonesia, and China. The study highlighted key reasons for the slight slowdown in expansion plans, and they include global risks and uncertainties, lack of time and human resources, and knowledge gaps among the overseas markets. Looking ahead, the survey found that interests in Malaysia and China markets have dropped the most. More firms are looking to grow in new markets like the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and New Zealand. A market watcher says that's because these markets are diversifying and developing technological and finance capabilities.
In the case of New Zealand, it could be because they actually are very strong in food and agriculture, and this is also one of the areas that Singapore companies or Singapore is actually interested in terms of its own diversification of food sources as well as to expand into the food industry.
More small and medium enterprises are planning to increase their direct investment abroad in the next year. Almost 60% of them expect to see a sales boost outside of Singapore, and that's higher than the 43% of large companies with similar sentiments.